Hello, my name is Sarah and I'm trying to make some YouTube videos. We started glass blowing last January or February, and some of my friends and stuff wanted to see what it looks like when we do it because you don't get to see glass blowing too much. So I watched some videos and then I try to copy or learn from them, I guess. Learn by imitation. So most of the videos we find are on YouTube. So one day I found this one, lamp working 101 wigwag cane. It's Scott Wood research. I'm looking at the television to the side. Lady named Robin, who's super neat. She made a video using soft glass, I believe, and she made some really neat solid wigwag canes. And I'm a little scared still of blowing bubbles with glass. I like making figures the best. Clyde makes tubes and stuff, but I'm trying to participate more in the creative process. So I tried this video. So here's my attempt at what she did beautifully and perfectly the first time and magically. And I now have boo-boos. So here goes, and we will watch together. Okay, now this is obviously sped up because this takes a really long time to do. And it started off as over an hour long. I've got a white chunk of glass that I just attached to my punty. Now she had hers going where she made it nice and smooth and beautiful and perfect of a white base, and she layered colors on the outside in chunks. So I just thought of Trivial Pursuit, and I had some rainbow colors from Greasy Glass, the sample pack that they had, which I really like all of them. Have some weird problems with the purple, but I think it's just me not knowing what I'm doing that well, because I've only been doing it for a year. But I'm trying to make it smooth here, attaching a punty. A punty is basically a handle that you hold on, because that's thousands of degrees hot, and it's hot down past it. That flame is shooting in the air, and it's moving really fast, and it's got radiant heat around it. We have to wear the special glasses so we don't burn out our retinas. That really sucked considering I had LASIK. But anywho, this looks like blue. If I don't smear the color on it all the way, it gets air bubbles in it, and that sucks. So I'm not the best at putting it on smooth and even, and I gotta use tweezers to try to make it nicer. She was able to just swish, swish, swish. I think she was using watercolors, and sometimes I feel like mine's old crusty paint. But yep, gotta melt in the lines even. Working on the flames. Oh, and that's Clyde back there, by the way. I'm not sure what he's working on. Now I'm trying to even out the ends. I rolled it in frit, and I don't even know why, really. I had some Lucy UV frit, and I thought, shoot, I'm going to boil this white out. The white boils easy for people who don't know, and I just didn't want to wreck it. So I was like, shoot, I'll cover it in this clear. If nothing else, it'll show up in UV, which I'm not sure if it did at the end of the day because I still have not checked it with a light. Those tweezers, sometimes if you get them in too close, it's too hot and they'll stick and it'll mess up everything. I got some special ones at Michigan Glass Project, and I can't remember what they're called, but they actually release and they don't leave trash, and I paid a lot for them. Tiny little tweezers, but they're my favorite. That tool's one of theirs too. Freaking love it. Since I'm new, I accidentally stick my crap in the flame and things get dirty all the time, but those ones are so nice. And I got Firebug tools, which I didn't use in this video, but when I do a dream catcher pendant next, those are amazing. really helps when you have like imperfections because you're not the best at doing it yet, and it goes wonky. Those tools kind of give you a little grace, so it helps you bump up your skill level a little bit. I would love to be able to do it with no tools, though. Then I'd feel like a wizard. There, I'm evening my color lines. Since I put it on there so gracefully, of course, there's a little adjustments needed. I think this is the red. I'm going to try to figure out how to get better angles in the future. But at least we can see the cool stuff Kelly's doing back there. Like, what? Oh, now... So she did her color blobs, and then she lined the edges of her Trivial Pursuit wedges with black. Little black lines to put divider lines in it. And those went on pretty good. I like playing with the little stuff. This is like, honestly, these blobs, if it gets too much bigger, I start getting really hot and like I'm really whiny sometimes. So, I like making tiny things. I don't know why. Huh, I must have been wrong. That must have been another color. Alright, now we're evening it all out. Pulling a little nubby off the end so that way I got my smooth lines a little further down and it doesn't just melt into a big weird blob. She didn't do that in her video. I just had an extra blob. I don't remember what she did by this point because now it's been days. Pretty. I have lines of color, lines of color. And you can't let those things cool down too much, man. If it cools and you got an air bubble in there, that's gonna explode. Aww, there's the tiny lines I was talking about. I lied to you guys earlier. I'll try not to do that in the future. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to record this again. Melting it. I think that was 10 times fast. He looks like Santa back there, just Eve blowing away. I shouldn't talk crap. I'm about to get penance back for it in just a minute here. This took about 2 hours altogether to make one little cane, and all these are sped up between 5 and 15 times. So, making sure my lines are straight. A lot of focus. With the blowing in the small glass lines, they move real fast, and I'm still trying to figure out that flame. So, I don't think that's the prettiest way to lay stuff down, but that's about, like, I'm getting it kind of straight, so definitely not saying these are the right way to do anything. Definitely not saying that at all. I'm about to show you that right here coming up. all these little end bits as they cool off, and then another one gets added. I keep pulling it out a little bit, hoping that I don't have some little bit of air somewhere that's gonna like explode, get cold, because it's hard to remember when it's the brighter the color, the hotter it is. So there, I'm getting it kind of even. That I got some weird hot spots. That's embarrassing. Okay, so there I'm just reattaching the ends of my punties because they kept falling off, because I got the middle nice and hot, and I don't quite understand. I'm sure my flame's probably, maybe for this size my flame's off. I don't know. I'm getting really good at putting them back together, and I'm taking the time to make sure that they're straighter now than they used to be, because watching these back, it's like, oh yeah, look, quick patience, but I don't know. I guess I get a little road ragey sometimes with impatience, and that just does not help at all. So learning to take my time. So looking at this, ooh, pretty. So we have our nice lines, and we're sped back up. I had fun doing that in slow-mo, I'm not gonna lie. I slowed it down just a little. And now here's my first mistake of this end part. See, I got it. My heat's not right. It's got on here and here. But hey, I'm just rolling with it, because like, I don't know how I didn't have enough confidence to heat the whole thing. Yeah, so then I pulled it, which this is actually super even for me. Wow. I like to make invisible stringers. That's my specialty. And while this is, I hoped it would be okay. Sadly, it was just a white line. So here we go, take two. That was the benefit of splitting it in half in case I messed up, which I did. So here I go again, and trying to do it, and I'm too scared to pull it in one thing, and because it's only skinny, and I really don't want to have wasted all my time. So I'm heating it up, and I'm trying to like slowly do this spindle, like feel like the witch from Sleeping Beauty doing this, slowly pulling it down, trying to keep my lines straight though, because I want to make it that wigwag, and like I don't even know if I can do that. I haven't got that far yet, so I use some uneven heating, but it's coming out fairly straight and consistent, considering I'm letting the spirit guide me. Very much so. Yes. And also remember that the ends are hot. It's still hot when it does not look hot. It is very hot. Hot. We'll come back to that. So I'm almost done pulling this down, trying to make it look all straight. Straight, even lines. Anticipation. And I'm pulling it down, but I'm trying to make it like the same size-ish. And I gotta leave it on the punty. But then sometimes it starts trying to melt off, and I don't want it to get weird and crooked, but then I accidentally pull it crooked, so I gotta straighten it out a little more again. I'm gonna try to figure out how to zoom these in. Ooh. He's so nice. He looks when I'm like, hey, look at this, even though you're busy doing your own thing over there. All right, skipped a little bit of just holding glass in the air. And here's the pretty lines. Ooh. Super proud of how even these are. That's really hard to do. We're not good at first. All right, now I have to use a teeny tiny flame to try to just twist the outside of those lines to make a little wigwag. So I want to share a picture of hers, but I don't know if I can do that in a video. I'm going to just put her video in the link so you can see what I was going for, I guess. And you can look it up. It got really weird here in the middle. You can tell by the more my hand, like the end of it is like trying to twist it around. It got a little wild there. The first half, it was much like she said, just be patient and nice and all this like happy sounding stuff. And I was really skeptical and did not think it would work. But I was happy with what I came up with because I feel like it's actually kind of usable. Ah, right there though. Done burnt my finger. But here's what I did. And there's part of my finger on it. Right there. There's just a little burn, a little toastiness. So that was my first glass video that I tried to edit and post on the internet. Hopefully it's not terrible. I am not that good. Positive comments, please. My feelings get hurt. And it would make me sad. I don't want to be sad. But hopefully you're entertained. And now I got poofies on my fingers from touching hot glass. Fun times. So have a great night. Bye.